Hello, chicken.
Hello, Caesar.
Look what I got. A giant egg.
A giant egg? Aren't you worried it's gonna get broken?
Oh, I am now.
Maybe you should change it for a bunch of little eggs.
That's a good idea.
Actually, we should change it for a bunch of chickens and put all those chickens to work, making more eggs.
Hello and welcome to Caesar's Snack Sandwich. Today we're taking a look at Power Index. Power Index is a new index type protocol or fund or whatever you want to call it, but it's got a few little extras in it that haven't really been seen anywhere else. I've made a video a little while ago, about a week ago. You can see that video up here in the right hand corner. It's a video about the 3 most popular index funds at that time. Now the Power Index, it's new, but I feel that it has an upgrade on what these 3 don't actually have. So let's swing over to the Medium article first and talk a little bit about that. So here's the Medium article. There's several of them, but this is the one I've chosen. I've chosen 2 to talk about. As usual, links to everything will be in the description below. So down. I'm not going to read this all to you. One thing that's interesting is that all 8 units are measured in 12.5%. Here's the thing, the 3 things that make it stand out from other indexes in the market. First of all, meta-governance. So what is meta-governance? Meta-governance means that this is the first index out right now that's going to allow you to use the tokens inside the index to vote on those specific protocols. So the YFI token is required in order to vote in YFI proposals. But if you hold this index, you will also be able to vote. Well, in a matter of speaking, because basically what it is this protocol will stake these tokens and vote for you. Now they will make a proposal in this protocol and use the CVP token in order to vote on this protocol's proposal for the other protocols. This is the way I understand it. Now I'm not going to get into all the little nitty-gritty details of that, but basically that's it. Okay, so that's what meta-governance means. Fund management strategies, pool tokens, pool capital, blah, 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 are used in Volt strategies. So they haven't flushed out all of these tokens, but some of them they've got working already. Like, for example, the YFI token, if you take it over to Yearn Finance, you can stake it in governance to earn YCRV. So what they're going to do is they're going to actually do that with the YFI tokens inside this index. So this index is not only growing in value based on the market cap of each of these tokens, but it's also going to be producing its own inner yield. Okay, there's a few of them that have systems already. They haven't really released all of the tokens, how they're planning on to making these all produce yield, if they're going to be even able to do so. But a few of them already have simple staking systems in place, and they mention those inside the article here. So, token swapping. So this is interesting. Not only this is an index, and not only is it producing yield from these tokens being staked or used in Volt type strategies, this index is also a liquidity pool for swapping. People can come to this liquidity pool and swap SNX for Uni tokens. As with most swaps, there will be a small fee for that, and that fee will be paid to these people, the people who own this PIPT index. So that's pretty much it for this article. I'm not going to go through everything in here. I would suggest you to read it in your time when you have some time. But I do want to swing over to another point that's seen in this article here. It's called Understanding Power Index, PIPT. Down here. It says you can short the portfolio of 8 tokens using derivatives based on the PIPT. In the other video that I talked about before about the 3 other index, the only other one in there that had shorting power was the synthetics, because you could do an inverse DeFi. So somehow in the works, in the plans of this protocol, they're going to have a shorting mechanism as well. If you feel bearish on this whole DeFi, you could short it. You could use it to hedge. Okay, so let's swing into the main user interface. So here we are in the main user interface. As you can see, there's a lot of things here. You know, there's the 12%, all these, the pool. I'm not exactly sure what all these things are. Down here we have our normal links, you know, Discord, Telegram, Medium, all this kind of stuff. You know, I would suggest you go to the Discord if you have any questions beyond what you learned in this video. So there are 3 buttons up at the top here. Supply. So supply is you want to mint up some PIPT. So first of all, you can supply a single ERC20 token, or you can supply the multi-assets, the tokens that are found within this. So you could, you know, put 1 of these and 2 of those, and it's going to balance it, you know, based on what you would require and tell you, like, oh, I want to put, you know, whatever it is, right? So you need to have all of these already. This doesn't look ideal. Like, I highly doubt anybody's going to have all of these tokens just sitting in their wallet in the correct proportions as well. So this is, you know, it's useful. It's, you know, I guess they might as well put this feature in, but this is the key thing here. You come over to ETH ERC20 tokens, and you can choose, oh, I want to put in 1 ETH. And it will tell you how many PIPT tokens you're going to get, and it's going to do the conversion for you. It's going to buy all the proportions of the tokens and mint up 1 of these PIPTs. And you can also switch between several other tokens, USDC, DAI, or DPI. I had actually initially come here with DPI token thinking, oh, I might be able to swap this. It was quite expensive, like $30-40 US or something like that. And that's when the gas was at 15 Gwei. So that's a pretty complex, you know, swap from DPI into this. So I just went to Uniswap, sold my DPI for ETH, and I could have minted up some more PIPT. Now, I also didn't do it this way because it was still a little bit expensive, because they need to, I'm not a whale. I was going to do $1,000 US. So, you know, it's like 1.5 ETH or something. So the cost was still quite high because they need to split up and buy all these tokens. So instead, what I did in order to get PIPT is I went over to Balancer, and first I got where's the token here? It's this one. Just click this and you get the clipboard, the address of the contract address. And then I came here, I clicked here and put the address in here and found the token and bought it. So I bought a few, okay? About $1,000 worth. Now, why did I decide to do this? You will see later when I talk about the next part. The next part is called Harvest. Currently, they have 3 farms, and this is farms for the CVP token. The CVP token is their governance token, their own governance token for this particular protocol. And, you know, so they have 2 liquidity pools. This one's, I believe, Uniswap, and this one is Balancer. I could be wrong. I didn't do this, so you'd have to look into this if you want to, you know, provide liquidity and get 600% or 940%. And this is APY in USDC, right? Now they use the USDC as a number to say the APY simply because it's easier to understand, but the actual rewards are paid in CVP. Or if you want, you can do what I did, and that's just simply deposit your PIPT token inside here, and you will get this, where's the percentage in USDC? 960%. So I've already, it's been a couple hours and I've already earned this. So it's a pretty high percentage of CVPT being farmed right now because it's early, right? So I'm sure this is going to drastically decrease as people start pumping up this locked-in value and staking these tokens. And the last button here is redeem, and that's the opposite, to go back to your ETH or back from your PIPT, back to your ETH, or back to your multi-assets, depending on what you want to do. Okay, so that's pretty much the main thing right here. But, we talked about swaps, right? So where are the swaps? You got to come up here to Pro version. You click that, and you end up in a screen like this. Here you have the governance, so some sort of proposals. Like I said, the CVP token is the token that you use for this these proposal votings, right? There's mining. I didn't look into this. I don't know what it is. You can look into it when you have some time. Oh, it loaded pretty quick. It appears to be supplying to liquidity pools. So I don't know. Look into this in yourself if you want to. A bridge, again, I did not look into this, so I don't know exactly what the bridge is. The swap is the key thing. This is where people can come and they can swap, and if you own the PIPT token, it's a little bit hard to say this one, PIPT token, you can gain some of this percentage here, this 0.1% swap fee. Now, I'm not too sure about the liquidity and how much, if there's any slippage. I assume based on there's only 4 million and there's 12 tokens in here, or 8 tokens, is not quite suitable for whales quite yet, but it's coming soon, okay? It's growing, right? So that pretty much covers the app that I'm going to get into. There's a lot of other things here that you can get into more deeply if you really want to look deeply. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you was a chart that I made. This shows you the 3 that I talked about before and the PIPT index. So you can see that most of them, they all have Aave, they all have synthetics, they all have these ones here, and they, then they start to differ over here. So now choosing one or the other, it would be hard. This is something you have to decide on yourself, whether you want exposure to these other tokens that are not found within certain indexes. This is up to you. Do your homework and decide what you feel you want exposure in. We call these indexes, in these cryptocurrency indexes, as indexes, but they are indices or whatever, but I feel they're all pretty small in comparison. They have a lot more upside potential. There's a little bit more risk, of course, but I think they have huge more upside potential than the S&P 500 has. So, think about it, decide whether or not you want to expose yourself to some indexes. You have those 4 choices that I've talked about in my old video, or the 3 choices I talked about in my old video, and this new one. So feel free to take a look at them, and thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye. So if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching it. If you would like to support the channel, you can subscribe and like the video and all that kind of stuff. If you want, you can follow me on Twitter at CZurge7, and if you really want to help me, you can purchase one of my NTFs at the Rarible store here. All these links will be in the description below. And finally, if you really want to talk to me, you can join my Telegram channel, link in the description. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.